headlines this hour. President Mohammad Wahid announces an investigation of the political violence which occurred from 14th January to 8th February. President calls political parties not to pressure him to appoint a vice president. President says the government's priority at the moment is to respond to call of duty for the country and to find a solution for all the issues by being proactive. And new safety drills for cruise liner with the aftermath of the Costa Concordia disaster.
Assalamu alaikum and very good evening. This is TV News and I'm Muhammad Afra. President Dr. Mohammad Wahid Hassan Malik announces an investigation into the events that happened between the 14th of January and the 8th of this February. Speaking to the international media, President Dr. Wahid said that the scenario of the past 3 weeks have been unusual and was a first in the Maldives. He said that some of the protesters had not respected the constitution of the country and said that rioters had continued damaging public and private property. He further noted that he is continuing discussions with the government authorities on how to conduct an inquiry into the events of the past 3 weeks.
I am fully committed to an independent investigation. I don't want to set up a presidential commission to do that and to influence the process. There are constitutional mechanisms for doing that. I will discuss with all parties on how best we can achieve that. That includes NDP. I know there have been some arrests. There have also been a lot of damage caused to public property. Criminal activities have gone on. We cannot shut our eyes to it. So those who are perpetrators, and where there is substantial evidence to support it, I cannot interfere in law enforcement agencies doing their jobs. I can assure you there will be no political detainees in this country. There are no political detainees in this country now, and it will not happen. We will not keep people beyond the statutory limit of detention for investigation. Without the proper procedures, we will not hold people unduly. We will always charge if we have to. I can assure you that rule of law will be followed.
When inquired about the travel ban on former President Mohammad Nasheed, President Dr. Wahid replied that ex-President Nasheed was free to travel the country but would be barred from leaving the country following an investigation.
It's a police process. I just hope that they will not be too enthusiastic about restraining him, because I really want to. I really want everybody in this country to offer former President Nasheed the respect and the safety that he requires. The government is committed to his personal protection. So it also requires a little bit of cooperation from his side, because it will be very difficult for the government to ensure his personal protection for his bodyguards and security. If he keeps on sneaking out and joining demonstrations, then it's really very difficult for us to do the job of giving him that security. So I just hope that he will also provide some cooperation. Our objective is not to inflate what is going on, but to help calm down and get into a dialogue where we can come to an understanding on how we move forward towards the next election.
President Dr. Wahid further said that he will work on to reform the judiciary during his tenure with the help of international agencies and relevant authorities. President Dr. Mohammad Wahid Hassan Malik calls upon political parties not to pressure him to appoint a vice president. Speaking at a press conference held today at the President's office, President Dr. Wahid said that he will seek to appoint an experienced person to the duties of the vice president. He said he will set up a national unity government and will involve all political parties ready to join his government. He further said that he He further said that he was discussing with political parties and he will set up a cabinet within the next 2 days.
Let it be a team that is mostly technocratic and mostly young and capable people who will come in and manage this for the next few months. It's really, I also see this as a great opportunity now. I know there has been hurt on all sides, but let us move forward. And here I am open to assist in that process.
President Dr. Wahid recently appointed Dr. Muhammad Jamil as the Home Minister and Muhammad Nazim as the Defence Minister. Speaking today, President Dr. Wahid also called on all to stop the unrest and to restore peace and stability. He added that as the country's economy depends on tourism, it is important that the country maintain its good image as a peaceful country. He further reassured that all citizens and their properties will be protected. President Dr. Wahid also said the previous government's projects and programs that are beneficial to the people would continue. The President further announced that his administration would give a high priority to reinstate the civil service salaries and implement court rulings on employment disputes over the years. President Wahid also urged all political parties and leaders to put forward national interests before their own. President Dr. Muhammad Wahid says the government's priority at the moment is to respond to calls of a duty for the country and to find a solution for all the issues by being proactive. The President made the statement while speaking at a press conference held for the international media today at the President's office. The President further noted that the events which unfolded in the recent days was the result of a series of unlawful and unconstitutional actions and orders by the former administration of President Mohammad Nasheed, and that President Nasheed is responsible for his own downfall.
Speaking to the international media, President Dr. Muhammad Wahid said the events which unfolded in the country in the past few days was not the result of an isolated incident, but various unlawful, unconstitutional decisions and actions carried out by the former administration of President Mohammad Nasheed. Noting some of the events, President Dr. Wahid said the detention of Criminal Court Chief Judge was not the first and only action, but there were many such actions which occurred during the course of the 3 years of the former government. In this regard, the President noted the arrest of individuals without charges, the resignation of the whole cabinet, locking up of courts and such other acts. President Dr. Wahid said the people of this country will not tolerate such acts and that this is affirmative of our beliefs in democracy and democratic values. He said only recently did the people get rights such as Bill of Rights, individual freedom, individual safety and separation of powers under the new constitution, so the people are not ready to compromise this.
It's about a serious criminal violation of the Constitution and the judiciary and civil rights. A champion of democracy cannot do something like this. You cannot infringe on the personal liberty of somebody, irrespective of who it is. Today it is a judge, tomorrow it is head of another political party, and another day it's an Islamic scholar or somebody else. So this is something that people will not tolerate in this country, and it is an affirmation of our belief in democracy and democratic values, for which we are not ready to compromise.
He said once President Nasheed started issuing unlawful and unconstitutional orders, people decided on their own that it was enough and that President Nasheed on his own is responsible for all his actions and the fall of his government. President also said that what happened on the 7th of this month was not planned and that it was not a coup.
If ever there is a cause of what has happened, he is largely responsible for it, nobody else.